Yeah, no, they were still there, they finished it.
Rebecca to sign this.
Right there, was a kid, we tried to write down.
It's not getting done.
Okay, lunch again?
No.
Okay.
Done.
We're sworn in. Okay.
Okay. Steve.
Here.
Bob Shank.
Here.
Frank Ford.
Here,
Tom Reese.
Yep.
Bob Green.
Yep.
I'll make a motion on the minutes.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Nice job, Rebecca.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are accepted. No need for executive session anywhere else.
Nope.
Questions from the floor?
We want to talk?
That's now.
How's
That's
that?
not,
Okay. Does anybody else want to talk? I'll let you go first. All right, we'll open it up. My name's Rich Wendig. I own RNC Farm Trucking LLC based out in Machias at 3349 Hazelmere Avenue. The house is in my mother's name because I was going through a divorce at the time I purchased the house. I got a letter addressed to my mom, but it's basically to me, saying that there's a significant deterioration in the house and accessory buildings in addition to the property is poorly maintained, accumulation of junk vehicles and rubbish throughout the property. I've got pictures of the house. I've tried contacting the code enforcement officer, and he says he can't talk to me because I am not on the deed. The town will say he can. If we're gonna get something done, we're gonna have to talk to me because I'm the one that's running the property.
So let me interrupt you because I'm that code guy.
Okay,
When were you told by me that I couldn't talk to you? I spent 15-20 minutes with you on the phone going in circles. You told me you weren't gonna clean anything up. That's when I told you.
That's what-
Conversation's over. There's no sense arguing with you.
the first time I called you.
Well, wait a minute, stop. Could you please answer the question? When did I tell you that I wouldn't talk to you, that I had to talk to your mother? Never did.
On or about September 20th. This letter dates September 20th. I called you as soon as I got the letter, so.
And I talked with you.
And you said
At
that
length.
you said you would send out a certified letter and you would not tell me anything. That is a very vague description. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have any junk vehicles. I don't know what you're talking about. You claim to say I do, I say I don't. You said you sent out a certified letter, which you did.
Okay.
what was the address?
3349, 3353. It's 2 lots, 1 house.
So you did receive the certified letter?
Yes,
Which details the
It-
information that you were seeking,
It's
correct?
not, no, it really doesn't detail. It's a very vague letter. I'm very confused by it. Because this letter has different things from this letter. But again, it says several junk vehicles on a house that has poor condition needing work to the roof, vegetation growing from the roof and attached porches. The conditions are above and you list out all the things here, but what you're not listing is it's an active working farm. So the junk vehicles, what you consider junk, what I call farm equipment, doesn't matter. We have town law number 3 that says.
When
hey,
you file your taxes, you file Schedule F.
yes, I do.
Well, we would like to see that produced.
Ready? I don't have the Schedule F with me. I have my bank account here.
That's not gonna work.
I have the articles of organization. For RNC Farm, right here from the state.
Yeah, but
Where's
you're on
he-
a,
where's he located?
you're on a village lot. There's no way in God's green
It's
earth
here.
you can be a farmer.
Hazelmere?
No, what, I'm sorry, what?
You can't be a farmer on a village lot.
Where does that say that in your rules? Because town rule number 3 of your rules, which I have right here,
I'm on Hazel.
local law following 3. The term that farming is important to the town livelihood provides employment for agri services, provides local produce fresh, yada, yada, yada. Somewhere in here, it says that you can't limit anywhere in the town.
Rich, your name was Rich, right?
Yes, sir.
So it looks like you pulled the trees and the vegetation that was growing from one part of the roof. Is that correct?
I cleaned that part of the roof off.
So that's a good start. It looks
now I
like, it
gotta
looks
put-
like you moved the semi somewhere out back that.
Oh, it's
I-
right.
Oh, I know.
Across from the
What is
post
it?
I'm
office.
right next to
Yeah.
the post office.
Yep,
across the
yeah.
way.
So that's a good start. So why not just?
Here's some
continue
pictures
with
for
it?
you guys to.
I drive by it every day. You don't have to tell.
Okay, you're refreshing anybody's memory that needs to see it. So what else would you like done? I moved this semi towards the back to get it away from the road. I'm not here to fight the town and make the town look bad. I'm here to provide jobs for the town and spend money in the
I-
town.
Let
and
me,
help the town grow.
reiterate, you got the vegetation off the roof. You
Right.
clean some of the brush away from the house and you move the semi, that's a good start, just keep going, get the rest of the brush and the weeds and the junk off from around the house.
Alright, I need to tin that roof now because when I pulled and the whole reason I called whoever the supervisor is here, I'm sorry, I don't know your names. I called you and talked to you about that. So I don't want to disturb anything on the roof. I know the house needs a new roof. I'm not blind, but it's not leaking. I don't want it to leak until spring when I can afford to put the roof on. I pulled off that little section and now I got a hole in the roof. So now I gotta put tin on that section. So do I need a building permit to put tin on it's 6 by 12, I think, roughly 6 by 10 roof. Do I need a building permit for that? Can I put some tin on there so it stops leaking into the dining room?
Technically, you would need a building permit, but it's a repair. So go ahead and repair the roof.
Okay, good, because
With the commitment that you said you're gonna re-roof it in the spring.
I'm gonna re-roof the thing in the
Okay.
spring, right after spring planting, you know, when we can breathe again. I mean, right now it's fall harvest. I'm muddy. I was late to your meeting. I'm sorry. Or got here just in time, one of the two.
But again, and not to be argumentative, I would like to clarify the fact that our conversation, you were never once told that I wouldn't talk to you, that I had to talk to your mother, not once.
You just gave me more information now than you did over the phone, a lot more, and I can work with that. And I don't mind. I'm not starting a junkyard, and I'm not trying to make an eyesore in the middle of town. I'm trying to live, I'm trying to farm. You know, I'd much rather be back on my farm, but till the courts sort all that mess out, here's where I am. This is what I could afford to pay cash, this is what I did. It was an abandoned house, it's not an abandoned house anymore. Where the semis were parked was a house that got knocked down, I think by the county. And I hauled out, oh, I don't know, 30 some semi loads of scrap and trash that was left by the county that they buried in brush and whatnot. It's not like I'm not making effort to clean this up for the last 2 years. You know, there's been a steady improvement. I'd be glad if it can all happen overnight. If anybody wants to donate, come volunteer and help with it, fine. But you know, till then, I'm a one person. I only got 24 hours a day to work. And I'd like to sleep at least 3 of them. So
I mean, you do understand that we're trying to make the town clean.
I completely understand that. And I am,
And we're not here to hassle you, but we just gotta make sure, and Scott's doing a really great job of working around the town and
Okay.
getting things that have been a problem. So I'm sure he'll work with you, whatever you gotta
and
do.
I don't have a problem, like I said from the beginning, I'm not here to try to make an eyesore.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna paint the house pink and polka dots or whatever to make a statement for you guys or anything like that. I might, but no, I really won't. You know, I live in this community too.
Yeah.
I have employees in this community. There's 7, 8 families that feed off of that property, so to speak. I mean, I have 7 full-time guys working for me plus myself, so 7, 8 families, whatever. You know, I spend darn near $1 million in this town locally, that local businesses, I mean, Arcade, this area, you know, that's generated here. That's grown from the ground here in this town, more or less. You know, I mean, we farm the surrounding area, but
Okay,
Okay,
so,
we'll take that under advisement, but we've got to move on.
okay, so just so I know, this notice says you're taking me to court in 30 days. Are we still going to court or am I making enough progress? We're not going to court. What do I gotta do? What else would you like to see done? Here's some pictures I just took today before it got dark of the house. If you wanna look at it.
I was past there 2 days ago, it looked
Okay.
like you were making some way. In fact, during the meeting, when it's my turn, I was gonna mention that.
Yeah, I mean, I moved the firewood pile to the
When
back.
we spoke on the phone, you asked me point blank, if I moved the semi to the back where nobody can see it, is that good enough? And what did I tell you? I told you, sure, that's fine for now.
And then I asked, is that the only junk vehicle
And
that
I told you no. I said there's trees and vegetation growing off the roof of the house, and I told you the porches and whatnot didn't look stable. So
That's never been mentioned, but okay. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you that
the
because.
decision of, no reason to argue.
we're-
Any reasonable person that can look at that property can tell that that's a fact.
Right, but any reason person that looked at a property a year ago and go, wow, there's been some progress made in a year. I mean, last year there was
Why
pine
don't-
trees leaning over the house.
Why don't I do this? I'll call you offline, not to hold the group up.
Okay, can we have a real conversation this time though?
Depends if you're willing to do that.
I'm willing if I am. I came here, made the commitment to come here, brought pictures and everything.
Okay, let's
looked at
move
the
on.
house.
okay, Scott will take care of it with you.
Okay, thank you very much. for
I'm
your
sure you
time,
can come to.
folks.
What have you got for us, Henry?
Good evening, supervisor, members of the town board. Henry Sommerfeld from Hodgson Russ, here on behalf of RIC Energy. Tonight is a new face to all of you. Jim Terravilla, who's a local for RIC, drove all the way from Orchard Park. It was a far drive to be here tonight. I understand there's two items on the agenda tonight. I just wanted to present briefly on both of them and entertain any questions the board may have. First is the request for the extension of the building permit that came from Nancy Blahos last week. I understand Nancy and other colleagues have spoken with code enforcement about the building permit process. I wanted to just briefly touch on the request. I also sent a letter just to emphasize some of the points. The town code requires that 6 months, you have to pull a building permit after approval. The approval was in May of this year, mid-May, so that puts us out to November. There are a few items that have to still be addressed before we can pull that permit, aside from code enforcement review of the plans, the specs, et cetera. Internally, there are some things. We need the floodplain development permit renewed. We're still working on that. We have to finalize items with the neighbor. I did so. That took a little longer than expected. That got concluded in August. And there's also construction financing that has to be resolved before they can move forward. And that's something that RIC is working on internally. So there are a number of things that we have to check the box for still, and we won't be able to fit it in all within that 6 months. So we requested an extension for another 6 months to conclude all that, to pull a permit after we submit everything and get code enforcement review. So that's the first item that's on the agenda. The second item is the host community agreement, which I was under the impression is both formal. We've already been through it with Joel and Becky. I believe you do have a copy now of the latest and greatest version, which all that is the one revision. Joel was defining the commercial operations date. That is the date in which the payment is going to be measured. I believe it's within 30 days of commercial operations. The payment is contemplated to be made to the town. So with that, I'll address any questions the town board may have.
Thank you. Anybody got any questions?
Nope, I'm good with it.
Okay, anybody, I'd make a motion to, grant the 6 month extension. We've got no reason not to.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion is carried. Dissertation, you mentioned the host community agreement. We've got one from RIC, one from GSPP, they're both the same, give us the same dollars. I would move that we get those signed and get them in place.
Remember with it, I'll second.
Discussion.
No.
All
I
in favor?
didn't see it yet, but
It-
is it?
It's the same one we had months ago.
Okay,
It hasn't changed.
okay.
The 37.5 for me to put you on.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. What you got for us, Tim?
Well, wherever you want me to start. The 24 Volvo was in, they put the shop now, the fallen wing, we are out back, got it out there, so that's all taken care of. Signs for it should be here next week on the 7th, so they'll let us know before. We've done between Cruise Road and Sunset, 0.6 of a mile. We ground it all up because it was torn apart and it's on that 10-year chip program. So what we did was ground it up at West Valley, and then when 219 was ground from Peters Road to Beaver Meadow Road for 2 weeks, we hauled up there and built that up. So hopefully it won't fall apart again. Obviously we'll have to pave it next year or next summer, because it ain't gonna happen this year due to money and time. Blacktop plants, Buffalo Crushed Stone closes the 26th of this month. And I haven't heard from Springville. We're still online for putting potholes in. Looks like Monday's gonna be our next good day. Finishing potholes.
While you're mentioning, if, when you come down to dredge strip and start coming towards the farm,
Yeah,
go the other way in front of Norm's.
Right.
It's pretty bad up
yep,
there.
I know
Okay.
all about that. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's where we're headed.
Thanks.
We always want to pick some up today, so it's staying around in the shop tonight, so we're gonna head that way. If you've been across Berry Road, I tried something different this year because we're gonna grind that road from Rosick to Maple Valley. Instead of putting blacktop in, which is $80 a ton, we went with some limestone, fill the holes in with limestone. A little less cost effective, and it's working so far, so we're gonna run with that. And then, like I say, that big project is next year from Rosick Hill to Maple Valley. And then Hooper Road and Tiggy Road will be that, them are the next year's projects. That's why I'm trying not to spend as much money as I can up there, because I'm just gonna tear it up and grind it out
Right.
next year anyways. So it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of money and tear it up. Try not to be like the state or the county. So we did that, went to the meeting, our association meeting, and we have a new salt contract. Our salt will be coming off the docks this year. They won the bid from American Rock Salt. American Rock Salt's had the bid for 22 years that I know of. And I did ask the question, because like I say, when I first started here, our salt was coming from the docks, and every year the boss is always, in May, you have to put in your order of what you think you're gonna use for that next winter. We've always been 1,400 ton. So when that goes in, American Rock Salt knows to bring 1,400 tons for the town of Machias to the top of the ground. So with that being said, you have to take 75% of that. So 29 years ago when I started, it was coming off the docks, and what happened, we had that bad storm, New York State, we know uses salt all the time. Erie County uses salt all the time. So the towns got kicked to the side because they took our allotment. So now we had to wait for a ship to come in from Canada, because that's where our salt's coming from. It's Canada. I talked to Chris, it's about $12 cheaper this year. So we'll see.
And trucking didn't,
No,
trucking didn't increase either?
no, not at all. So, and we have to take 50% from the dock, so. At that cheaper price, we might take it all, you know, that way we have it. Sort of back, because who knows what next year's gonna bring.
Right.
Whether we're gonna be back in
Better for us to get it than Buffalo.
Yeah, yeah, so we'll have all that, so we're allotted 1,400 is on a year, that's what Dick's always done. That's pretty much average what we do, so. Yeah, so that's where our salt will be coming from. We'll have sand, we've got a lot of sand in, so. Yeah, getting ready for winter.
And you're gonna keep it in our yard, you're not gonna go up to
Yeah,
the,
keeping it in there.
okay,
Yeah. It'd be different if it was, we're right there.
Yeah.
If you want to build a building down there. that'd be
I know,
great.
I know. I wish I could make it.
Yeah, no, like Ashford, their shop and County Highway are right together, so it makes sense to
Yeah.
use their thing.
Yep.
You know, and doing it that way. But for us to travel down there,
No,
sometimes
it's-
I'm working and they're
Right.
not.
Yep.
You know, we get called up from the sheriff's department, they don't.
Yep.
So I would have to drive a loader down there. That'd be a pain. But yeah, other than that, that's all I have going on right now.
Good job, Tim.
Okay.
I could.
Your turn.
Oh, quick recap, took in 5, got rid of 6, as far as controversy, the last couple of weeks have been relatively quiet compared to the end of summer. See the last 5 on the sheet with property maintenance, and reviewed one of them. And did have a couple of inquiries for solar in the town, on around the hill, there's a fellow, he's got 106 acres. Made some inquiries about it, and I had a strange phone call about somebody wanting to do a large roof mounted system, but wouldn't divulge name or area. I have no idea where they could put that in this town, but. And still waiting for some information on the grant for the software.
Somebody wants to put roof mounted solar, but that somebody else that's somewhere on Rosick, 106 acres or something.
Yeah, it's good. Okay.
Miss Karen.
Hi.
I'm gonna turn it over to Katie, I'm checking it.
right, so we are teaming up with the Machias Fellowship Church and having a trunk or treat. So I hope that all of you gentlemen will be there with a trunk. Here's the rules. We are having it on Monday, October 30th. If anybody in the public is interested in setting up, it's gonna be at the Machias Park. We're not sure exactly yet. We're still working out the case whether or not it's gonna be in the driveway of Beamer's or on the park premises. So that's happening the 30th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And we're working hard with the Christmas cash raffle, which is Friday, December 1st, 7 p.m. We're selling tickets. Anybody interested in buying the ticket?
I got a pile.
Okay. You have a whole pile? Excellent. Do you need more to sell?
Oh, no, Mrs.
Okay.
Inslee keeps me well supplied.
All right. So $10 a person for, or $10 a ticket, and we're looking for basket and donations too. So that's all we have for the youth commission right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great job this summer. Heard a lot of good stuff.
That was good.
Hey, they got a playground.
Playground is an excellent.
Okay, while we're on the youth commission.
Oh, yeah, got an appointment. or
We
something.
had massive water leaks in the pool this year. I had the lines pressure tested. He tells me that the resolution to that is to replumb all the skimmers.
Hmm.
Which he said if we could get it done for 10,000, it'd be cheap.
Oof.
But I think the last time we worked on the pool, it
been a
had
while.
shut down for a number of years.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the community got together and resolved that. I don't know if we want to go that route or we want to look at hiring an outside contractor.
The guy that pressure tested was the guy that was taking care of our pool for the season.
No.
No,
he
somebody
lives
different?
up on the corner of By Roads Road.
Okay,
He used to work for, I think, Beauty Pools.
okay.
He went out on his own. And
Well, I
when he
guess
got
it-
there, he could see bubbles coming up out of the skimmers. He said, you got a bad leak somewhere.
Well, I guess we could, who did it last time? You said a group of guys got together.
I think Joe Patty was the ramrod.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Well, maybe we can have a discussion and see what he thinks. I don't know when it's shut the pool down, I mean, it's just. If we gotta put some money into it.
And well, we haven't put any money other than,
When we had the problem with the filter or something last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got that all done.
Yeah, it's been a while ago.
Well, that's something we'll get, what, next spring now, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, the pool's closed for the winter. and
right.
All winterized. Water's off. Water's off in the Quonset hut. Got RV antifreeze in all the lines.
I'll put on the agenda for like March and we better start looking at it.
I want to get some prices, you know,
Right.
over the winter. And by
Could do
spring to be ready.
Yeah. Well, would the guy that does our maintenance on the pool, is that something they would do?
No.
No?
He works by himself.
Okay,
Said he would.
so then we have to call like Beauty Pools or something like that,
Yeah,
okay. I can call Mr. Metz and what he's got to say.
matter of fact, that Sensational is one that opened the pool in the spring. I called them to close it numerous times, no answer. I've been by there.
They're
It doesn't look
gone?
like there's any, well, the building's still there, but
No, I haven't seen.
What do you do when that stuff too?
so I called Beauty Pools and they came out and closed it.
Okay. All right,
Mr. Hope, you got something for us tonight? Oh, no, you're just observing. Okay. More than happy to see you here. Anybody else?
Just for the board, I will be emailing. There's a upcoming planning and zoning training that Southern Tier West is putting on in November. And since we're starting to work on, or going to be starting to work on zoning and stuff, I didn't know if any of you would be interested, so I will forward the information to you guys.
Is it during hot season, so I could tell my wife I could?
Yeah, it's November 15th and 16th, I believe.
Yes,
Yeah, maybe I can
Right
make
at
a
the
trip back.
beginning.
Yeah, it's just it's one day at JCC or a day at STW BOCES Center, so
Okay.
either way, in Salamanca, so. But I will forward that information to you guys just so you have it, but I wanted to mention it before I send it off. And the other thing was, we got a letter from the former assessor here in town, Debbie Pingu. Asking if the board would consider providing her a gravesite of her choice as gratitude for 22 years of service to the town as assessor, because she will not be getting retirement because she didn't have enough in the retirement plan to receive the benefit. So because it was a part-time position. So she asked that I, present that to the board and I presented it.
Basically, my feeling on that is she was compensated for her services.
Mhm.
It was a part-time position when she took it. She knew that up front. If she didn't provide for her retirement, that's on her, not us. Anybody have any different feelings?
I don't know, if you start one, how do you stop? How do you-
Yeah, can I be a
What
reimbursed
about
for my
us?
2 plots up there? Yeah.
Snowball, but.
Okay, so I guess the answer to that is not.
Okay.
Okay, anybody got anything else? We'll move on to resolutions then. I got a resolution making 2 appointments to the Machias Youth Commission. Whereas various sections of the town law and local law authorize the town board to make periodic and or annual appointments to establish committees, commissions, boards. Whereas during late summer 2023, town board sought interested residents to serve on town entities through local advertising. Whereas several town and Machias residents have expressed interest in the same. Machias Youth Commission is established on April 13th, 1964. The town board appoints the town of Machias Youth Commission on an annual basis. The Youth Commission administers a summer rec program. Whereas Danielle Ensel, Jim Inslee, Machias have expressed interest in the appointment to the Machias Youth Commission. Whereas longtime volunteer Kathleen Snasak, Machias has tendered her resignation from the Youth Commission. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of Machias does hereby appoint Danielle Ansel, Jim Inslee to the Youth Commission. Be it further resolved, the town board does hereby accept the resignation of Kathleen Snasak from the Youth Commission with regrets. Resolution stated above is hereby adopted by majority vote of town of Machias on the 16th day of October, year 2023.
I'll move it.
No, second.
Steve,
Yes,
Frank,
Yes.
Bob Shank,
Yes.
Bob Green.
Yep.
Tom Reed.
resolution to extend the time to obtain a building permit. Whereas town of Machias solar law, as amended, requires developers to obtain building permit within 6 months of obtaining special use permit. Whereas town of Machias issued a special use permit to RIC on or about May 16th, 2023. Whereas RIC has experienced delays in obtaining floodplain permit extensions, financing approvals, coordination with the right of way for property neighbor. Whereas RIC is requesting a 6-month extension to obtain their building permit. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board approves the requested time extension. Resolution as stated above is hereby adopted by a majority vote of town of Machias board. Official meeting held on the 16th day of October, year 2023. I'll move it.
I'll second. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Dan.
Go ahead, Bob.
I'll second that.
Steve,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
Bob Shank,
Yes.
Bob Green.
Yep.
Tom Reed.
Resolution to appoint 1 trustee for staggered terms for the board, King Memorial Library, and to appoint trustees whereas King Memorial Library was previously established as a municipal library in the town of Machias, whereas New York State Board of Regents issued a provisional charter in 1947, permanent charter in 1971 to the King Memorial Library. Whereas New York State Education Law 2060 Pren 2 states trustees of public libraries authorized to be established in towns shall be appointed by the town board. Whereas New York State Education Law 2060 Pren 1 states public libraries authorized to be established by action of voters and their representatives shall be managed by trustees who shall have the powers of trustees of other educational institutions of the university as defined in this chapter. Whereas the appointment of such trustees to the town board of Machias has been sporadic in the past several years. Whereas the library board must be comprised of individuals who have a desire to serve the community and are sympathetic to and understand the library's operational needs. Whereas following individuals have expressed an interest in their official appointment by the town of Machias Board of Trustees. Sandra May, whose term will expire December 31st, 2027. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of Machias does hereby appoint trustees to the position as outlined above in the King Memorial Library. This resolution is stated it's hereby adopted by a majority vote of the town of Machias in official town board meeting held on the 16th day of October, the year 2023.
I will move it. Yeah, second.
Steve,
Yes.
Frank,
Yes.
Shank,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Emery.
Honest.
Okay. Audited claims for October 2023, where the town clerk has received the voucher dollar bills for the month of October 2023, they're abstract number 10. Whereas the town board has reviewed abstract number 10, whereas the town board has audited the vouchers included in abstract 10, and approved them for payment. Now therefore be it resolved, the town board authorizes payment of all vouchers in abstract 10. General fund numbers 190 through 209, in the amount of $13,645.27. General youth, numbers 44 and 45, in the amount of $401.26. Highway fund 150 through 169, $317,569, $596.69. That includes the new truck. Street lighting, number 9, nothing. We haven't received a bill yet. Water fund, numbers 62 through 72, amount of $10,197.21. Lime Lake Sewer Fund, it was 48 through 52, amount of $7,767.03. Resolution is hereby adopted by a majority vote of the town of Machias, town board. An official meeting held on the 16th day of October 2023.
Second.
Steve,
Yes.
Frank.
Yep.
Shank,
Yes.
Green.
Yep.
Emery.
That concludes everything I got.
No, you can mention it.
Oh. Yes,
Old business.
yeah.
And I have one other thing to do.
Have a decommissioning plan for GSPP, which our attorney has reviewed and accepted. They have secured their bond. He's approved that. We just need to
I'll make a motion, we accept it, is that what you need?
Yep.
Second.
any discussion.
Was Derek was
Yeah.
saying we
Yeah.
should have more money or a big,
Well-
I only caught the end of that,
Yeah,
what he sent.
They adjusted it to 4.9% for the inflation rate.
Okay.
Eric said back and they had agreed that that was good.
and we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I mean, if that's Derek.
You were
was-
right, Derek
Yeah,
recommended.
Derek
Yeah,
recommended
yeah,
some
yep.
stuff. right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Then I had one other thing, I was curious what the board's opinion would be on moving code enforcement office up to where the assessor's office is. Because we now have a code enforcement officer who's here quite a bit, and he's stuck back in the corner of the courtroom where if I'm not here to see the door, no, I mean, nobody can get to him. And, him and I share a printer and different things and so I didn't know since.
Nobody
the
wanna
assessor's
move
only
to the
here-
front office
the
up
front
there.
office across from
Yeah.
me, if they're only here 3 hours a week,
You
and the
share
assessor
different-
can use it when they're here, I mean,
Yeah.
but I didn't know if anybody would have a problem.
That'd be better for you,
Yeah.
Scott. Is there enough room in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be better.
Okay,
Yeah, he won't be bigger in the dungeon.
yeah, it's hard for, people come in and they're looking for.
He might like where he's at.
Yeah, something upstairs, left, and then look for the light, yeah, so it'll be much easier.
You can't find him.
The assessor's here on Friday morning,
The
for
third
Yeah,
Friday.
for 3
one
hours.
day a month.
Who do we have now?
We have,
As assessor?
the new assessor is Liz LaRoe, she
Okay.
took over for Katie Harrington. And she will, I don't know if she's the one that's gonna come or one of her staff.
She been a county assessor before, or she been,
She's been working for the county assessor, but she just got promoted to take
Okay.
over.
first one,
She's not young, she's, in her fifties probably.
Hey.
Well, no, I meant she's not a 20-year-old. I just meant
Oh.
she's a 20-year-old kid.
yikes,
I'm in my 50s too, you know what I mean?
oh.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah,
Exactly,
All right, thank you.
okay.
Hey, anything got anything for the board? Nothing? Okay, I guess we're ready for a
Make a
motion.
motion. Go ahead. You can do it,
I
Bob.
made it.
You gotta get him to get his leg
You
up.
can second it. Dan.
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion,
Thanks, guys.
all in favor?
All right.
Hi.
Okay, we're done.
Good work.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Ah.
I have to good job. Some of my children.
Some of your children?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. And if you need anything, just, just.
That was-
shout. Okay, thank you. Have a safe trip back all the way to Virginia.
It's such a long ride and.
I know.
Nobody here.
Um,